I'm starting to get a little nervous that I'm not going to be able to do 3 blankets before Christmas. So hello and welcome to my channel. This is Anita Louise Creates, and I'm Anita. If you haven't watched my week 1 Christmas crochet countdown, please go do so. This is week 2, and I wanted to start out by reminding everybody this is how much I already have completed from week 1, and we're just going to get into it. There's a lot to do, so I just wanted to say hello and welcome, and let's get down to crocheting all of these presents that I promised for Christmas.
It's late. I have work in the morning, and I have been up crocheting, working on one of the blankets, and I highly doubt that I am going to be very perky at 5 o'clock when my alarm goes off, so just checking in.
I set aside time on the 4th to complete the pillow for my stepdaughter. Here I went and I bought 2 little pillows from the craft section at Walmart, and this actually worked really well because instead of stuffing it with actual stuffing, I am using these pillows, which I can easily take out and replace over time as they get worn down, or if she, dirties the pillow or anything, I can just take these out and replace them at some point. I was initially going to do just one, but I realized that the pillow that I had made, the actual outside, was stretchy. So I put both in there, and it turned out super plump and plush, which she absolutely loves. Here I'm just fluffing it up and seeing if I can get it to center in the actual pillowcase that I crocheted, and I'm just crocheting it closed. You could sew it closed as well, but I typically will just crochet it closed, and then if I ever need to, I can just cut the seam or frog it back, take the pillows out, and then crochet it back closed. If you're wondering why the cabinet door behind me is open throughout this entire video, it's because I'm putting off going through the stuff in there and it refuses to stay closed. So I will be eventually, probably soon, making a video going through that and showing you guys just all of the other yarn that I have in there. I then immediately moved on to the blanket for my uncle. This is the one that I've been working on for over 6 months now. So I am desperately trying to finish this, and I have this sped up ×4. However, as you'll see, it still takes forever. I have some music on, and I am just going for it. So if you notice me mouthing words and stuff, I am singing along to the lyrics because that helps motivate me. And surprisingly, I crochet faster when I listen to music.
You really make this difficult. Are you crying? Why are you, oh, are you crying? Don't cry. Don't cry. No crying.
I fell asleep shortly after comforting Miss Mochi, and as you can see, I'm asleep for a little while. And then I wake up just in time to realize that I almost spilled my coffee everywhere.
It is just past 7 in the morning, and I think today is going to be a low energy day for me. I really don't feel very well. My body hurts, and I think what I'm going to try and do is just focus on crocheting and trying to finish that blanket. As a check-in, it is 18 days until Christmas, so the heat is really starting to, or I should say, the pressure is really starting to build. Otherwise I probably wouldn't be crocheting today. So yeah, I will check back in and show you. Hopefully I can finish it today. So
Here is the blanket as it was in the morning of December 6th.
it's about 9 o'clock. I just ate breakfast, and I'm kind of just laying down right now because I really don't feel very well. But I wanted to show you this baby. Yeah, you know I don't feel too good, do you? Or don't you? Yeah. So I'm gonna see, maybe I'll take a nap and then get back to it. So just kidding. I'm watching Wicked instead and crocheting.
This is after about 5 hours worth of work. I'm a little disappointed here that you can't really tell how much progress I've made, but there is a bit of a drape to the blanket now.
As you saw, I did not complete the blanket in the time that I thought I would, so I'm going to try again today. I don't have a lot of time, but I will certainly attempt to finish it. I feel very overwhelmed today, so maybe this will have to span into next week, but I'm starting to get a little nervous that I'm not going to be able to do 3 blankets before Christmas. So it is a lot of work. And I did put this on myself. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I ended up spending most of December 7th working on this blanket. So it's 17 days until Christmas. I've already put a lot of work into it. And I thought perhaps as I am crocheting here, I would explain to you why it is that this blanket is taking so long. So it all started with this yarn. Actually, it started with this. I discovered plan pooling a couple of years ago, and my stepdaughter quickly claimed the blanket that I made using Mainstays yarn from Walmart. I was immediately addicted to the idea of plan pooling. So for my mom, for her birthday, I created this blanket. Loved it. Absolutely was obsessed with the colorway, which I'll put here for you. And my aunt was a little jealous, I will say, of this beautiful blanket and asked me to make her one for Christmas. So I had asked her what color she wanted, and she said she loves green. I started doing a little research, and I came across this yarn. And I was a little skeptical at first. I started crocheting with it. It was super soft and cuddly, but I quickly realized that I was not a fan of how the pooling effect was coming out. It did not look like the original. So I went back to her and I said, hey, I'm not really liking how the colorway is laying. Can I use a different yarn? And she said, sure. So I finished the blanket with the cover story yarn and decided I would give that to my brother for Christmas. Went ahead and made the blanket using the yarn that my aunt and I talked about, which I knew would pool correctly to create the design. She loved it. My brother loved his blanket. And between the two blankets, there was a bit of jealousy again in the family over my brother's blanket. So we talked about it, and lo and behold, there was some cover story yarn on sale. And my mom, my sister's boyfriend, and my aunt all picked out yarn for blankets. My mom wanted the blanket for my dad. My aunt wanted the blanket for my uncle, also low-key so she could steal it every once in a while. And my sister's boyfriend, he's been in the family for a while now, and I figured I had not made him anything recently, so I would go ahead and I'd make him one too.
Really, dude?
Now on to the reason why it's taking so long. In order to create the designs for the blanket, each blanket obviously being different, the one for my uncle and the one eventually for my dad requires a single crochet stitch. So the blanket itself is over 100 stitches wide, and obviously you have to do over 100 rows in order to make a rectangle. So each row being single crochet stitch means that this takes quite a bit longer than normal. Anybody who has crocheted single crochet blankets knows that this is quite an undertaking and not one that I would recommend. However, the design itself comes out looking really cool. So that was the original intention behind these blankets, was to make something unique, comfortable, and from the heart. Now this goes on for quite some time yet, so I'm just going to skip us ahead here shortly. Obviously this is hours and hours worth of work sped up, so I don't expect you guys to sit here and watch me crochet for several hours. Even sped up, it is a very long time. So here we are, we're gonna skip to the end and you'll get to see me finally complete this.
Hi. Hang on. I'm gonna cut your whiskers. It's done. Well, kind of. Yay! You know, you're obnoxious.
Finally, after all this time and effort, here is the completed blanket. I absolutely love how the design turned out. It is so soft, so comfortable. I know he's going to love it. And here's the pillow, lest we forget that at the beginning of this video, I did complete the pillow. My stepdaughter has already stolen this, so I had to quick sneak upstairs and take a video of me just showing you guys. It's super plush. She is obsessed with it.
Alright, so here is the total for this week, added to last week. As you can see, I have made decent progress, but I still have 2 other blankets to make, and there is not a whole lot of time left to do it. So please, if you like what you see, subscribe, tune in for next week's video as I continue to try and complete all of these presents before Christmas. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.